So are we gonna mark it, Tommy?
Hey!
Welcome, all ye faithful, to episode 20.
Yay!
Vente. Venti, you might say.
Wow.
Here's
If I knew it in another language, I would contribute, but I do not.
here is something that I have to say to all of you.
Cinco, cinco, cinco. Cinco. There's four of them.
Here's something I have to say to all of you.
Oh gosh.
It is my job as DM to lead you guys from the beginning to the end. Where you are in the story is at a pivotal moment, because really, this story has arguably 6 possible endings.
What?
7 if you argue that you guys could just stop the game right now and leave.
Oh.
But, you know, what would happen
So
then?
what's gonna do?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
With all that junk,
Bye,
all that
Trevor.
junk in
See you
your
later.
shirt.
The
So-
DM isn't supposed to reveal how many endings there are?
But see, here's the thing, though, is that those are 6 guided endings.
Yeah.
You guys can literally end it however you want. You guys could go and be all like, hey, Bill, what's up? Actually, I kind of want to live here.
Can we do all the endings?
I want to live here. I'll walk you through the other endings, regardless of which one you guys end up with. But the reason I'm saying this now is because last session ended with a blatant 3-way choice of which way to go first. This is a crossroads, because depending on which way you go first, it will alter the other 2, and therefore alter the ending. So, I realized that there was a desire to go and see Belle, because for some reason you guys seem to like her.
She's my favorite
Well, I thought she
Disney
was
princess.
dead.
Becky, if you are listening, I'm sorry.
I
So
like her too.
that's great. So keep that in mind.
You know, she was played by Emma Watson recently.
That's fantastic. Who's that? Hermione? I don't know. So keep that in mind. We currently do not have Luna here with us, but she's on her way.
Lazy Luna.
You guys, it is free reign to you guys. However, I'm in a bit of a pickle, because with this being kind of a crossroads, I'm like, go forth and make your decisions. Be very careful what you decide. Regardless of that, I'm kind of... God damn it. I'm kind of in a situation of, like, I can't plan step by step until you decide.
Oh my gosh.
That's the problem.
We
So
should've
I
let us
Tommy,
decide
we all
last
know
time.
that being
I know,
DM is
'cause I
5%
wanted you guys to think
planning,
about
10% frustration, and 85% coming out of literally pulling it out of your ass.
Not quite 85. I would say like 55.
Out your ass.
So, regardless of what you guys pick, I'm ready for you. But
I'm ready for you.
I have what you guys will see along the way, but not quite. Or I have what you will see at the end, but not quite along the way, if that makes
No
sense.
spoilers.
Okay.
And there goes the carefully created illusion that you knew everything, Tommy.
I never, ever, yeah, I kind of did. Alright, guys. Free reign.
Can you tell us which way Soren is? Because I have a bone to pick with him.
Sword over kill.
I think if you had that question, you should pose that towards the person who had the prophetic vision of the 3 destinations.
Who would that be?
Hey, I
Katie.
heard that there was a blue genie that gave you, like, prophetic visions.
That was my dad.
Oh,
We were
cool.
all literally there watching.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you guys saw this.
It was awesome. I know I am now.
So,
Cool.
while Cosmo is having a moment, I go up to her and be all like, use your visions! Use them!
I hope you did it gently. Because, like, I'm the only reason you're still alive.
Doesn't matter, he doesn't have a strength
I was
score.
gonna say, give me a d20 for your, I don't know, attack, I guess.
I have -2 strength, and I don't know why. Was that put there for some battle reason?
Oh, we got weakness cast on us at one point,
So I'm gonna take that off now.
like 4 sessions ago.
That might be good.
Shut
was from the
up,
Chimera.
Trevor.
So,
Nah.
Cosmo, how did you respond? Because Jeff just attacked you.
I grabbed her cloth.
Okay, he
and shook her a
manhandled
little
you.
bit.
Yeah, I reminded him who saved his goddamn ass.
I go,
what I did.
my apologies, but
Take
you
your
know,
hands
I'm
off
just
me.
excited about this whole like vision thing.
Dick, I tell him
kind of a big
whatever
deal.
he wants to know.
I have a random question here. How many, how big is the populace of genies?
Very rare.
They're very
It's,
rare.
it's very rare. Like you'll find
Well,
a
the
genie
fact that we
ling.
have 3 of them in our party
You'll
is
find a genie
pretty
ling
weird.
1 in every 10,000.
Okay, so if there's a very dense population of genies, what's the likelihood that the 3 in our party are somehow related?
Exceedingly unlikely.
Unlikely.
Oh, wait. That they're related? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I misread your question. The likelihood that 2 are related, you don't know. Because you're not quite sure how many genie lamps there are in the world, therefore not quite sure how many people have found them, wished for children from the same guy. It's hard to calculate. So,
Would it even count as a parent?
yes. Any one genie that creates multiple children, they will be half siblings to each other. Because the other half is the wisher.
Very Percy Jackson of the
Wisher
gods.
of wishes. No wishing for more wishes.
But the god genes don't count, so you know.
Why do you
Yeah.
ask me?
It's a little too incestuous
That's
otherwise.
a good question.
Yeah.
Very true.
Oh,
Hi,
Enters Empress Luna.
Oh, well, hello.
Good morning.
Bum, 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 bum.
Oh, I see. You have coffee. I just brewed coffee.
Bum, bum.
You literally just pulled the meme of shows up late with coffee. I love it.
Dude,
I mean, I would, but
I want you guys to decide where you're going.
yes.
you guys got a party going on downstairs.
yeah.
It's pretty, it looks nice. We should all join. We should go.
That's why they play music.
Yeah, but the requirement is you need to know Spanish. And I
Yeah.
don't
I
know
noticed that. My learning is very slow growing.
The wife
Lo
speaks
siento, soy un
English.
gringo.
Yeah.
lactose-free salted caramel, or do you want lactose-free pumpkin?
I want the
Uh,
salted caramel, please.
I'll have a pumpkin.
Where would you
Already
like
have
to
it.
go?
Oh, you're such a pumpkin.
Hola. ¿Cómo están? ¿Dónde estás? La biblioteca.
Trevor, why are you there? Where?
I would
Are
like
you
to go
here?
to.
To the library.
I have nothing. I just got. Oh,
I would like to. go to
He got sucked
You're-
into the computer again.
Okay.
Trevor, what have I told you about getting sucked into the computer screen?
We did all
He
agree
went
on
on
what we
Tron,
wanted to do.
I guess.
cool, I got
It's
room
not a
here.
priority.
I'm gonna just now pretend that Trevor has to
The
Skype
glass,
with us
I
because
believe.
he's stuck inside a computer.
Like,
So-
that's just
I
his
am a
thing now.
computer.
You are a
I
character.
am Zod.
We play.
Phantom
It's like that asshole in the white
Thank you.
suit in the Matrix.
Yep.
Now the
Oh, that's protect.
Starbucks,
There we go.
the Starbucks I go to all the time. The people now know that I play D&D.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
That's funny.
They recognize me now. They're like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm going to D&D." This time of night? Oh,
a girl.
This
We
is like
listen to your channel. Yeah.
a girl at night going to D&D?
Oh, just subscribe.
Oh yeah, I should tell you
That's
about our channel
delicious.
on
What kind of
YouTube.
coffee
Yeah.
is that? What sort of coffee is that?
House blend.
Sort of roast.
Sort of coffee.
That's the most medium you can ever medium.
I like medium.
I had to fight an army of ants yesterday.
What?
It was
Did you
terrifying.
win?
I'm sorry. Were
I
they in the
actually-
house?
Yeah.
No.
She lost.
I went through a
The
battle.
house things are pretty cool.
Dude, it
I
was
like the little house
crazy.
things.
The amount of ants
I told
coming.
Cosmo that I would like to see Charming.
I want to hear the ant story, Jeffrey.
There were just a lot of
I'm
ants.
sorry. Scary.
At work or home?
They crawled on me a lot.
Ugh, I hate that.
My friend had them in her car once, and it was the worst thing ever.
Good thing they were black ants, so they didn't bite.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
that, Tommy? If we have any ants in our campaign, if they're black, they won't bite. So.
You guys are suddenly attacked by a swarm of giant ants.
No!
So he wants
What
to
Fuck
color?
you, I haven't healed.
What color?
Blue.
Oh yeah.
The worst kind.
These ants are like blue mages.
Should we rest first?
Hey, let's acknowledge the fact that he has been trying to get your attention and ask you a question for like the last 15 minutes.
Who has? Because I've answered
I
it
wasn't.
twice.
Jeffrey,
I
what?
wasn't trying to ask a question. I was
Yeah.
just letting her know. Like
Oh, I'm sorry.
I was
I
casting my
misspoke.
vote.
I misspoke. You're trying to see Charming now, because before it was Soren.
I apologize.
Well, I don't know which direction
Is there a
Soren
fourth
is.
choice? Because I thought there was the glass thing, the bell thing, and the charming.
The three choices were to go to the center of the land, because that is where Charming is hiding. To go up back into the castle, where Belle is actually being held prisoner. or to go back into the dungeon to go to that same like port lock door that Phobos,
I know my
Cosmo, and
decision.
Luna found that leads to underground tunnels directly to the Dominion of Glass. And you guys were wondering, like, why is that there? And I told you guys very secretly, like, what do you think's at the end?
You know what? I was trying to ask a question. I was wondering if she can see a vision of Soren. That's what it was.
So way to make me feel stupid.
Yeah, sorry.
That doesn't count.
Every time I hear the name
Yeah,
Soren,
it also
I
doesn't
picture
count
the
because you're
Wonderbolt.
not declaring that you're rolling for anything.
I was going to, but it slipped out my hand.
Jeff, what are you, the DM?
God. Damn.
Is it good coffee?
Everybody is just like overloaded with sauce today.
Reminds me of the mayor in that movie, Sunny with a Chance of Meatballs, where he's put the food in his mouth and it's kind of sticking out a little bit.
Stop it. I would like to see if I can see that for him.
Which thing exactly? It's Soren. Yeah.
Soaring over California.
Soren over California.
Stop saying it every
19
fucking time.
plus
You know that
19
I
magic.
can't get past
you
this.
foresee that if you guys go down back into the dungeon, go through the catacombs, you will find an underground river where you will meet some new people. Past that, you will find tunnels directly leading into the streets of the Dominion of Glass inside of the kingdom. When you are there, you can gain access to the castle, meet Queen Cinderella, and she will tell you exactly where Soren Markov is.
I know what my decision is.
Wow.
Those are
That's a
really
hell
big.
of a vision.
And Sybaris is probably doing
However,
that too. Spoiler alert.
you know for a fact that this is one possibility of the future.
Okay.
Those are really big catacombs.
I think I asked this last session. Sorry.
Ah, cha 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 cha.
Is it possible to do all three of these things, or do we really have to pick one?
You
and
must pick. One is more immediate.
Must choose.
Two are a journey. So I will say the journeys will have to be picked one or the other for now.
I've made my
Can you
decision.
tell me which are
Prices
journeys?
while we're doing that.
Well, Belle's
They
got
are-
journey. She's up there.
Exactly. So the other two, traveling to the center of the
Okay.
kingdoms or traveling to.
So my
catacombs.
suggestion, y'all, is that we do the
Atomic.
Belle thing since she's
There's
right
more.
there,
Mm.
and then we
Go
pick
after this because it'll ruin my case.
the second thing.
But I will.
That is my suggestion.
We are like really.
I want to do the bell thing.
Oh.
Because she's right there. We can do that and then do the next thing.
I think finding Belle is important because
Unless we're not allowed to do that.
she might be unable to eat and drink, and everybody knows that basic survival you need to eat and drink, so we should probably save her first because she could probably die while we're doing other things. Right?
Thank you.
We could take her to Cinderella.
Exactly.
Yes, we can help her. And she can help
In fact,
us.
she could
I
probably
had one
help us.
request though, ladies. Can
Yes.
somebody fucking heal me? I'm about to die again.
Sure.
Oh, do you
I'll
guys
heal
need to rest?
Can we all rest? Is that a possibility?
Can we do that? Is that a thing right now?
But if Jenny's right and Belle's
Actually,
about to
remembered my
die,
own
then
dice
I
today.
mean,
We can't rest.
It's
then.
you or Belle.
Yes, I will.
it's you or Belle, man. Sorry.
I don't have any MP, y'all.
It's okay, I'll
Oh,
heal.
that's why you didn't heal me. I
Wait.
forgot.
I
Sorry.
can't heal.
Alright, so
I did get self-heal though, didn't I? Oh
we,
no, I
we
got
should
fairy.
rest anyway.
I would like to say.
Because
Oh, well, go
Do I
ahead and
need
rest.
any
Yes.
more energy
I
than I have
agree.
right
we
now?
have to because we could die. Let's just rest.
Are we good?
Yes, Jeffrey.
I was just saying, like, I think we should rest before I bring up my next topic because when I bring something up, it's going to be a tangent, and then
Oh,
when we're
God.
done with that tangent, we're going to be like, oh, we still haven't rested. So
yeah,
let's
good
rest.
point. Let's
please.
rest first.
Yeah, we rest.
Jinxa, what do you do?
Oh, I get to say.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, dragon child.
I need to go get my child. I need to go pick him up.
That's what I was waiting
I
for.
think
Gee, I
I
wonder if that's
was
what
already
Tommy
on
was
my way to go
alluding to.
get him.
You were intending to, and then you stopped and watched Jenny find herself.
Oh, okay.
Oh, awkward. Sorry. Was there a mirror involved?
I need a new character sheet.
A new character sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
I Katie'd all over this.
I accidentally Katie'd on it.
I only have two, so who gets them? You already asked, so.
We can print up more later. If
Thank you.
She can take it.
Oh, I
it's
don't
fine.
need it.
All right.
Alright. You go down back into the village to find your son. While you are doing that, are you going alone? One question. Two, if the others don't go with you, are they resting up on top of that little ridge right by the entrance or exit to the dungeon that you guys found.
Yo,
Trevor has a question.
no, I was gonna declare that I'll buddy system.
But you're about to die.
Probably should travel alone.
And Gaston's just going to shoot you with his shotgun that he doesn't have.
That I
Yeah,
have.
because Jinxa literally has it.
Ugh, what a conundrum.
What a weird bunny to
I like how
hold
I
a
made
shotgun.
her. I like how I made her chubbier than I ever draw her.
Can I saw it off so I have like a shorter?
Sawed-off shotgun, sure. It loses its exotic nature.
Aw.
You now have scrap metal.
So, Zilth, Cosmo, Luna, do you guys stay up on that ridge just to rest, or do you follow down with them?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and follow the bunny lane.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're all going then.
Nobody rests.
Wait. Shouldn't we rest first, you guys?
Yes.
That's exactly what I've been saying.
Like, I think we
Yes,
all
but
need to.
Cameron
There's
wants
a lot
to
of
go
things
find the
that
child.
need to be done.
Oh wait,
I just-
yeah, we should. Well, we could find him first. I mean, do you think we have to fight anything to find him?
Doubt it.
I just figured I was gonna go pick him up
Oh,
and
well,
bring
yeah.
him back,
That
or
makes
you
sense.
guys can follow after you're done resting.
Okay.
If she doesn't
That's
need
good.
to rest, I'm pretty sure she'll be okay getting him on her own. If you need
I
help,
have
just
I
scream.
have 5 HP, so you know.
Oh.
I'll send him if there's an issue.
Excellent. Whoever chooses to stay, you stay. Whoever chooses to go with Jinxa, you're going with Jinxa.
Yeah, I have to
I already said I would, so.
I have an
You guys
obligation.
have the ones who are going back down to the village have a very difficult time making their way back down the hill because there is no paved path. So you stumble and fall. You feel your bruises and cuts, and your bleeding get worse as you get down there, but you do
Oh
not
my
take
God.
any more damage. You're just in a lot of discomfort. You are hating life, and you, goddamn it, where is Emery? So you get down back to the town square, or as you
Emery!
said, to the fucking well in the middle of the fucking town so many sessions ago. You see that there's a little bit of a mini festival going on. Not like a setup like there's these signs and fireworks and glittering lights or
Oh my
anything like that,
goodness.
but like there's an impromptu, this is the shit kind of festival random thing. So you're wondering what the hubbub is all about, and you see Gaston, the half-giant, sort of like guffawing and laughing and randomly like making jutting motions with something, and you're like, what's going on? I'm hurt. So you make your way over there, and you see that Emery is holding a longsword in his now 10-year-old hand, and he is at arms with Gaston. They are smiling.
Great.
They are playing.
Okay.
They are having a great time. And Emery is winning.
I'm really glad
Okay.
it's not in peril.
Dad,
People are having a grand old time throwing popcorn and tomatoes. Not tomatoes, that's sad. But they're throwing popcorn and going, ha 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 ha.
How would you throw perfectly good popcorn?
That's who
How
you're
do they even
throwing
make
around.
I was supposed to say that. I was like,
Really? Of all the shit, this thing, that's what we're gonna question?
Maybe Emery learned
I-
how to heat up the popcorn just right to make it pop.
I'm going
Keeps
to
it in his mouth and it
just,
starts going.
since I have a clear view of everything, I'm just going to sit where I am then and observe from a distance and rest.
You see that Emery does a very dramatic style of fighting as he brings Gaston down, and he kicks Gaston down to one knee and then steps onto the one knee and then boosts up with his wings and then like flaps toward Gaston, grabs his neck and brings him down to the ground. And you're just like, okay, seriously, what have I been feeding you? Because that took a lot of strength. That has to have been like 8
Just like,
strength.
isn't he 10 years old?
Yes, but his wings are very strong. So he brings down Gaston, and for a second you're just like, "Oh my God, you just hurt a man!" And Gaston continues to laugh like it's the best thing in the world. Emery, laughing still, sheathes the sword through a loop on the pants that are now too small for him, and he's like, "Eh." He looks
So,
up
like,
and he
caprice.
sees you, and suddenly his face falls into horror. Then you realize why he feels horrified is because he broke his promise.
Of staying put.
Yes.
I look, Jinxa looks at him and just points it down at the ground, like, get your butt over here now.
His wings fold in on themselves, and his tail goes he slouches down, and he shuffles towards you, And people are trying to be all like, Emery, what's wrong? Oh my gosh, you're so cute. Who's that bunny? Yes, Trevor.
He has a cape.
As soon as she goes into mom mode, Phobos is like, I'm out.
Did he shed his cape as he did so? His blanket cape.
Just kind of like put the cowl on and just be like, no, I'm not here.
Oh, weird, a donkey skin. Emery makes his way towards you, and he sort of bends down, waiting for you to either shout in his ear or for you to swat him on the bottom.
I can't reach his butt. He's got a tail.
It's not. You can still swat.
It's all about the motivation, Cameron. There's a will, there's a way.
She grabs his ear flap,
Yeah.
yanks him down to her height because he's taller than her at this point.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell did I tell you before I left you on the outside of the caves?
He shouts just as loud as you do because he learned your shouting style, and he says, Bolus gave me a choice!
And
Oh,
what the hell was
Bolus.
Bolus talking to you about?
Bolus told me to either be a good boy and stay where I was or to follow my heart.
Oh. Oh, sounds about right.
How do you even know who Bolus is? You're not supposed to talk to strangers. I told you this.
He said that he knew Uncle Cosmo.
I keep forgetting you're a man in this game, Jenny.
I am too. I actually am shocked that I didn't say aunt.
We're proud.
I don't have enough standard MP
I'm
potions
usually a
on my
man.
belt anymore. I need to buy more.
Oh man, I'm sorry. Are you
One
down?
isn't
Are
enough.
you down to 6?
And what would
Oh,
you
I
have
have more
done
than
if
that
I
soon.
lost you?
I don't.
You're lucky I'm a good tracker.
You're bleeding.
Yes.
I don't know how to heal, Mom. He's suddenly very concerned.
I see how much you care since you left the cave.
He starts to tear up and doesn't know what to say because he's a spluttering 10-year-old that's only been alive for 2 weeks. But somehow he's a great swordsman.
Next time you'll know better than to leave me out to abandon your post.
He does not know what to say, and he just hangs his head and does not have anywhere near the same fire that he did a minute ago.
You did good down there, but next time ask me first.
There's a little twitch of his tail as it goes side to side for a second like a dog.
Okay, we go find him. Phobos.
We go find Phobos. Phobos, you have witnessed this entire thing, but you have been invisible.
Yep.
Do you guys rejoin the rest of your party?
Are we all healed and crap?
You have healed your MP.
Alright.
I mean,
While
I
we're
guess we
going,
can
I'm giving
heal
him
in the
sword
town.
fighting tips.
Alright.
And then go find out.
Go
But
for
we
it.
haven't healed
You have healed your MP.
Okay. Alright.
I would say save your MP, Jenny, and then we'll just all go to town now that it's lively and safe. And then
Yes.
we'll go find Belle after we replenish and buy more MP potions.
Sounds good. Is everyone cool with that plan? I mean, that
Hey
makes
guys,
I don't have a problem. I just need more MP. I feel like
Oh, God.
I don't know who's all played World of Warcraft besides Jeff, but I kind of feel like a blood elf addicted to Arcane right now.
It's all funny.
I have emerald gem, sapphire crystal, and the killer ruby. Do we remember why we have these?
Those are the 3 things that you got from inside
The
of the
monk
Enchanted...
place, right?
A mixture. So it's the Enchanted Kingdom Castle. The ruby was being used as a key to go up into the battle with Metamarco. The emerald necklace, I believe, was from the Temple of Palma, back in episode 7 or something like that.
Okay, and then the killer ruby you said was?
No, the killer ruby was the key.
Okay, and then okay, yeah, that answered my question. I can sell them then.
You can.
Get more money, and then use that money on more MP potions.
So were you guys going to rest in town first and then go into the castle?
I'm actually fully healed from leveling up.
Hey, fuck you, we're not. I vote we heal or rest.
Are we
How do you
reporting
know
again?
that?
Hmm?
Did
'Cause
you
I
just
leveled
pick
up.
that up? Oh.
Yeah, in my games, if you level up, you res all HP and MP. Jeff isn't so nice about that, but I am.
Yeah.
Is it
Good luck in the next campaign.
Jeff?
Yeah, it's going again. Yeah.
Okay. But do we want to rest in town first?
Yes.
Or do we
I think
want to
that's
save the
logical.
damsel in distress?
Are we all together again?
Yes.
Okay, I grab everybody's hands, I pull us all into a group, and I go, Zilthan is the dark one. Just to let you all know. Alright, let's continue our adventures.
You want to know what the best part of all
I
that
actually
was?
did that.
Want to know what the best part of all that was? Is that the only person in this group that does not know that
Is
is
one.
Jinxa,
Yeah.
and she just left the table.
You know, that's so true. Rip. Oh, no.
Cool. So,
Rip ball.
how does the party react to this news that you already know?
Phobos literally face palms.
I thought we'd all should know, because it doesn't seem to be a terrible...
I've known for a while, lassie.
I figured you did.
So you should re-say it now.
That.
She
She doesn't have a horn.
Weird.
Oh.
I don't know why I just now realized.
I think it's under the hair, but I don't know. That's weird.
Cameron, I told everyone that,
Something that Jinxa
They-
doesn't know.
yeah,
I
As
I
you
go on
go.
there. You heard it. Okay.
I overheard that. I
The
could
only,
not
the only
understand.
one that didn't know that he was the dark one was you, and
Yeah.
you had just left the table. So
I
it's
fig-
like,
I
I
literally,
didn't know anything.
I literally just blabbed it to
Good
everyone.
job, Luna.
So
I
Luna
go-
wants this to be blatantly talked about now. What do you guys do with this fact? Excellent. You guys make your way to...
I literally stand there and I go
Really?
like,
You're not even going to give us a chance to think?
Yeah, we have to think about
I
this.
just gesture widely.
I
You
just want to
just
make
gestured
sure
to all of me.
You just gestured to all of me.
Luna knows that she wants to create trust amongst us all like we should always have. And knowing that he's the dark one and just being honest about things makes it easiest to know when somebody's going to possibly betray you or you know what you're walking into. So it doesn't mean I don't necessarily dislike you, it just means I want everyone to know that I know and
Be
that we all
open.
know we know and that you know we know.
My character pulls a Kleenex.
They don't
out of
know
his
that we
pocket.
know that they know that we know.
He
Exactly.
blows his nose and
No.
has emotions about this.
so we all know now.
Wipes
So-
away tears.
I guess in the spirit of honesty, then Phobos would speak up as well. And he looks Zilthan right in the eye and he just says, "Alright, we've been traveling companions for quite some time. We've had each other's backs. That being said, you do anything with this that makes me uncomfortable, you make a grab for power, and I'll kill you."
And I won't help, and I will let him.
Oh.
I will not stop him.
Because
Just keep being who you are, Zilton, and you'll be fine.
remember who you are.
Until you step out of the bounds, you've nary a thing to worry
Maybe we
about
will
with me.
influence the Dark One to continue on the correct path.
You know,
Be nice.
To be honest, if I could say something,
Yes.
Right?
I think the Dark One was a title that was given to someone who was once evil,
Mhm.
and that the title transcends. So
Bad rep.
I'm labeled the Dark One, even though I clearly have good intentions.
You do. Although
It's the
you
reason
did
our
make a
swords aren't in
deal.
your back.
You did make a deal with Red.
Well, I did, but that was to save my own neck
True.
because I was
I guess I can
actually
understand that.
we were all kind of captured, and if you were given the chance to say make a deal instead of having to choose between shooting Phobos and the Wolf, which my character doesn't really know about, but
Oh, that's right.
I'm just,
Just hypothetically, you know.
hypothetically
Yeah,
speaking, if
yeah.
you had to choose between shooting someone, shooting an animal,
I had
or
this
saving
nightmare.
yourself,
Well, since we're all being honest, would you make a deal that benefits you more than us? And that would mean maybe we would have to die in order for you to get greater power, or
Basically,
you know.
would you throw us under the bus?
yeah.
I wouldn't kill you guys for my immediate gain.
Is he
However-
immediate, honestly?
What's
the
that?
fact that you emphasize the word
Oh, alright.
immediate does not cause comfort.
However, a plan that benefits me, remember, would also benefit you guys because I'm part of this party.
Mm-hmm.
What about the world?
Ah, that's why I have the agents of the world within my Keyblade. I refer to him for his wisdom from time to time.
Okay. Well, you know.
That's no creepy at all.
I'm also aware that you want your own kingdom.
Yes, I very much
You
do.
Mormon.
Wait a minute, no. Your character would not know how she knows that.
Would not know what.
Because in the
True,
prior
that's
timeline,
true.
that was the deal you made to Noah. You did not reveal that about yourself in this current timeline.
Meaning he should be surprised that I know that.
Yes.
Didn't I
I'm trying to remember,
voice
yeah.
a deal with Red that was overheard? That
I don't know if I
wanted-
heard it.
No,
I did.
Trevor did.
Yeah.
But that was in the back of the library.
Does he know that Trevor heard anything?
No.
Well,
Does not.
you were, yeah. Interesting. I didn't
I've
think
known
about it.
longer than anybody else, and I've just taken it upon myself to watch him constantly.
So in that case, I just go, oh, I suppose I do.
Very.
And why do you want a
Observant.
kingdom?
If you do get one, I hope that you roll it well.
Thank you.
Now, let's continue.
Dun 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 dun.
Monty Python?
Yeah.
Because why
Been around
not?
Eons, I love
That
it.
is the
When is it
soundtrack
not
of
a
my
good time for Monty
life.
Python?
Gaston approaches you and says, "Please, will you sleep in my hut? It is quite large.
Are you asking us to sleep with you?
I would be outside."
The boulder.
Boulder is over his misguided feelings.
You would be so kind as to sleep outside and let us sleep inside?
I am a kind person.
Um,
I am what you might call lawful good.
A
Oh,
nice
do you play D&D, sir?
guy. Hashtag nice.
What is that? I play the game Blood and Barrels. Do you play?
I have not played, but I would like to.
You roll D23s to try to find out your luck.
No, how can you have a dice?
A D23?
Oh wait.
You guys sleep, goddammit. You're fully healed.
I
Moving
play
on.
D&D while they're all sleeping. I play D&D with him in the middle of the night.
You feel
That's-
nothing.
that's
No, no,
so
you play
meta.
Blood and Barrels,
Not
get it
I
very
right.
sleep
well.
instead.
Okay.
You play ogres and oubliettes.
I stay awake very creepily staring at everyone. Because I'm already full.
Oh, that's right.
I
In
don't
my
have a
sleep, I'm
penis.
literally just that and Zoltan.
The whole time.
Just like, don't be creepy.
You actually happen to ask Gaston to actually hold your hand in that position all night, and he kindly
It's just-
does that for
As
you.
an honor-bound gentleman, he's just sitting there very intently holding it like, I said
Yep.
I'd do it.
Yep.
I see the finger is very important to you.
In the morning, you guys sleep for about 16 hours, quite long, and so it's actually morning time. It does kind of horrify you, the realization that we slept for 16 hours and Belle's just been up there.
Poor
Well,
Belle.
I mean, we
Oh
needed
God!
to regain our
Unfortunately,
strength.
if we went there without all this strength, she would have died. Regardless, because we wouldn't have made it.
Right.
Because we probably would have died.
So we've decided on saving Belle then.
That bucket did not
Hey.
last very long.
Hey, if you
No.
guys didn't, I still did.
All right, Gaston offers to Jinxa, "Would you like me to polish my weapon?"
You mean it's my weapon?
That means something
That
else.
is what I mean.
She kind of
Cock
looks
the
at me like,
shotgun.
I guess.
He polishes it very quickly, watching you the entire time as he rubs along the shaft of the barrel. And he gives it back to you and says, "It is currently reloaded. You have unlimited refills."
She mockingly says, "Thank you."
He looks very brightly and says, "You are welcome."
I'm outside.
Jesus Christ.
Literally can't even.
Can't even. I can't even odd.
I already was odd. I'm doomed.
I can't odd.
Meow.
What the hell was that?
Was that
The look on your face afterwards made it the
That was a lot
silliest
louder
I've
than I
heard. You're like, oh,
expected.
shit.
That was so much louder.
Oh my
than
god,
I
dude, the
expected.
sound waves is so funny right there.
I felt like a dog.
That's
A
the
weird
new
barking
sound of
dog.
Glee for this group. Just meh.
Was that literally like a bark burp?
Here's a bark.
Yeah.
Luna never does that. It was just me, the
A
player,
burp.
okay? She's too,
Dainty.
yeah.
Too well mannered.
Exactly.
All right, you guys are making your way back through the town. Dear Lord.
35 minutes in.
Oh dear God! You guys are making your way back through the damn village. As you are making your way through.
We got Emery arrested.
In 30 minutes.
There is a small cottage that you guys were it was identified to you back when you first entered this village. That I said to you was kind of like it was the most magical person in the village in there. Like not like a wizard, but more like a person that like might make apothecary needs, but she wasn't like super duper powerful.
Right.
Okay. There is a path that you guys are taking right in front of that cottage, and the door is open, and you can smell brew stuff coming outside, and you're just like, it smells kind of weird. Let's keep going. Jinxa is currently in the back of the group, along with Emery, and you hear an older woman, Jinxa, inside of the cabin go, "You cannot keep him forever."
She kind of looks towards the cabin and kind of snarkily says, "It's not a mother's job to keep him forever."
Oh, then you're already on your
I just
way.
totally imagine Jinxa and her little fluffy self just turning, and the subtitles at the bottom of the screen just says, "The fuck you say?"
Like a meme, basically.
Like a meme, but like narrated by like 50 Cent or something.
She says to you, "You are already on your way."
Thanks for that non-helpful advice.
You're most welcome. Come back anytime. You guys make your way through the village.
I
Okay.
was imagining the crones from Witcher 3 for some reason.
You are having
that's a
difficulty.
fuck you, Granny.
You are having difficulty going back up the stairs, back up to the castle because your legs are sore from all the running and crawling and swimming and beating and
Almost
whatnot.
nearly dying.
Almost nearly dying. But you guys feel also a lot more confident. Like, I feel stronger. I feel more sturdy. I feel more powerful within myself. I must be close to masterclass by now. And then you guys find the double doors, and you're just like, okay, here it goes. And you open the doors, and out comes nothing.
Nothing.
Gosh.
You know, can I just say real quick, I'm really surprised that the whole time that we were in town during the festival, no one was all like, hey, look, a lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
I had it
Waved it
sheathed.
around a little bit.
I had it sheathed.
You just use it whenever you need to clear the crowd just to get through. Just be like, all right, fucking move.
Jesus Christ. Oh, clear the crowd as in, like, scare them.
Yeah.
No,
I thought you meant, like,
no,
literally
yeah,
just
yeah.
wave it horizontally and just, like, mow people. Like a lawnmower. Just...
Never seen so many new
Freaking weed whacker.
No.
Alright. As you guys enter the dark foyer, you all collectively look at Cosmo and go, which way do we go? And Cosmo says,
That way.
up, she points. And up you guys, it says. And you guys go up the stairs.
You had it at one point.
The
They
opposite,
is okay, but it is not.
the opposite direction of the way you went to go and meet the original quote-unquote bell. You guys go to the right this time. And you go through these corridors that are quite maze-like. You are noticing how clean everything is, even though there's no servants that you can see. It's weird. It's almost like the furniture has dusted itself. Kind of weird. Anyway, moving on. You guys go up and up and up and up and up and up and up until you find scarlet doorways. And you're like, this must be it. Because, you know, it's scarlet doorways. Scarlet is red, because Red Riding Hood. And Red Riding Hood put Belle in here. This must be the doorway.
We also fell for a thing that said Belle's room, so we're
Yeah.
basically just idiots.
Well, come to see if the door is a mimic.
You sense no magical properties inside, except for the fact that there is an enormous Magica keyhole fused into the door.
Cool. Y'all want to try your keyblades on it?
Hell yeah.
Why are you saying that? You have one.
It might not be mine.
You have already accepted it as its master.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It might not be my hole.
I used my keyblade to unlock the fucking door.
It goes,
I was gonna let my friends go first, God.
What did you say, Joe?
Damn.
I'm sorry. I said in a very polite tone that I was going to procure my keyblade and politely open the door in front of Cosmo.
You're still using procure.
Yes, because it's funny.
I ended up procuring today.
The door unlocks very easily when a keyblade is being summoned. It's just like, oh, thank God, I just really wanted to open.
I push it open with my keyblade, like.
Out comes.
I'm never kidding.
A fart?
No. And inside, you see a very dismal scene.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
no.
You see Belle, beautiful, white skin, dark hair, not yellow dress. We're going to say it's going to be a white raggedy dress. She is laying down on this cot. And there's a dresser, there's a mirror. This is essentially a bedroom, but let's say it was like a guest bedroom. It wasn't like the one that she would have slept in with her husband. She is there alone, and she has this black arrow in her arm, and she looks like she is not aware of where she is.
A black arrow in her arm?
Yes.
Oh, that sucks.
Like, as in she's been shot with it?
You can't tell.
I
It is
don't
definitely in a
Look.
position. It is definitely in a position in which she could have administered the arrow herself.
Can I get closer and check it out?
It is emitting this dark aura from the tip out of her arm. From the puncture point, there are black veins that stretch over her arm, and her eyes seem glazed and more pale than typical.
Well, that's fun.
I would like to examine its magical properties and see if I can figure out how to do with it. 7,
What's your magic?
20.
It is of a godly power.
I'm a god.
You're a demigod.
I'm part of a god.
So with that knowledge of being a demigod, you identify this as owning to Genova, the goddess of endings.
Oh,
Send me mini demigod.
I see.
Tommy,
Yes.
can I see how far the black veiny shit has spread? Is it just around the arrow point?
It's just about, I say at most 5 inches from the arrow point.
Which is where on her arm?
About right here on the tricep.
So it gets up to, like, yeah.
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 Down to the elbow, up a little bit on the shoulder. Yeah.
Got it.
Well, we need to remove her arm.
I was actually thinking that.
Anybody follow Genova in here?
No. Nope.
I exclaim out loud because I believe my god, which I, by the way, now exclaim. I think Noel might appreciate this.
You hear a knock at the door behind all of you.
You interrupted my moment.
He says, I'm sorry, I just wanted to make a bit of a speech.
Oh.
Oh no.
Who
Johnny
it
Depp?
is?
He's he's with
He's
me.
back.
You're very timely.
Thank you. You see, that arrow there is not going to kill her. Actually, quite the opposite. It's going to keep her alive.
So what is going to... I'm sorry. So what is going to kill her?
Well, right now, nothing, because you guys are here. As soon as you take it out, she can heal the bitch and she'll be just fine.
Excuse me.
What?
Language.
Easy there, Captain America.
He snaps. He snaps and your mouth
Nice.
shuts.
Good one.
And he says, take the arrow out, Zilthan, I promise. She'll be fine. She'll be fine.
Before I do, I go, I was gonna say, oh goddess Genova, goddess of beginnings.
I was gonna attempt to pray to her.
Noel laughs with you and says, that's a good one. Keep going.
I cast magic. I
that's
cast
about all
heal
I
on
got.
my mouth.
I said keep going.
My apologies, sir.
I rolled a 16.
You cannot open your mouth.
God damn it! I'm a god.
No, you're not.
And then
Into-
I interrupt myself immediately, and I'm like, I'm about to continue, and then I go, can I make a deal with a god?
Uh-oh.
I'm surprised you haven't tried sooner.
Meanwhile, I'm like...
He doesn't have to be secret about it anymore, at least.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, Genova, goddess of beginnings. It's funny, I know.
That was awkward.
Not as awkward as Voldemort hugging Malfoy. Anyway.
Oh God.
And then everything about that scene screamed, I need an adult.
Please allow Belle to remain alive as I remove your cursed arrow from her. And I dramatically pull it out of her arm.
Spanish soap opera.
to do this.
Noel says, I just told you she's gonna be fine. What's your problem?
That's the joke, and I explained a little bit of what comedy is, in my opinion.
Oh, I see.
But I know that you're a god, so you know all forms of comedy. But this is
Have you ever
what I
seen the
use.
Divine Comedy?
I'm sure you have.
No. Anyway, the arrow's pulled out, and the black veins stay there, and very slowly Belle's awareness seems to come back. Once you grab the arrow out, you find out these details about it. The arrow would not have ever killed her. It is the... There's a... Dang it. There's a thing that I base this off of. Now I can't remember the name of it. But anyway, I'll read the ability. Any target hit with Genova's arrow becomes paralyzed and takes damage equal to 1/4 of their remaining health.
That sucks.
She never would have died.
Yeah.
She would have continued on this perpetual downward spiral, but never hit 0.
It's like the spell Demi in Final Fantasy.
Yes, exactly. So, Red Riding Hood gave her this arrow in this prison and said to her, if you want to give up hope, if you want to just end it all, impale yourself with that, and I'll see you later, maybe in the afterlife. The trick was, Belle did give up. I will say right now, because you can't go back in time anymore, because Hickory's shut you guys out, if you had not rested, she would not have taken the arrow. But, moot point, she's going to be okay. So, yeah. Be okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so essentially Red tricked her and told her, well, so this is going to end your life. And it didn't. It just caused her to be in eternal suffering. Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
I had efficiency and I haven't been like paying attention to that this whole time.
Don't you love that?
It's so wonderful. I literally, as I'm rewriting everything, I'm like, I have efficiency.
The best part of all that is when you said wow, Tommy thought that you were saying, wow, story plot. And you're like, I am using efficiency.
I mean, wow to that
I
too,
looked at
but
him.
also
You
this.
broke him.
I love how you just know that from
It's
Tommy's
shattered.
facial expressions.
Quick question: is a shield considered a weapon or an accessory or armor?
It's up for your interpretation.
Okay.
I put it in armor, personally.
God damn it. I apologize, Tommy.
Noel says to you, I know you've done it. And he pops away. And you guys suddenly realize who the pirate guy was from back in episode 10. Literally 10 episodes ago. Your mouth can now be opened. Do you help your princess?
I guess it makes sense.
I don't know. I mean, this guy's covering it, right? Thanks for that, by the way. I appreciated that. That was really nice. He's an
Yeah,
asshole.
Noah's really funny. Once you get to know him.
Okay.
Is
My God is better.
is Belle laying on anything right now?
On a cot.
It's on a cot.
Actually, my dad.
I hold it out trying
Yeah,
to
I'm good.
imitate Noel's voice, and I go, oh, you see, lass, you want this arrow? This one right here.
Don't
your
put things
face."
in my face ever. Thank
So it was basically just him in here and us, right?
Him in here,
Well,
Yeah.
plus Belle too.
him, Belle, you guys, yeah.
you. Yes, I healed my princess.
No, you don't.
Or not.
You wish you healed your princess.
Do you have an HP potion? You just pour that in her mouth.
Belle just groans again, like,
No, I have an MP potion.
I'm almost dead.
I have an MP potion.
But you go ahead and try it again, Jetty. We're not in combat, right, Tommy?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we can
You're
rest
in
again
combat
afterward.
right now. She actually becomes a tarantula and starts
No,
fighting you guys.
I knew it. I saw that coming.
Well, I'm used to not being able to re-roll, so...
No, you can reroll. Because you have several healing spells now by Trevor.
10.
You fully heal her, and you're just like, yes. And she sits up and she's like, yes. Oh my god. I'm alive.
Quick, someone give her a book.
God
Yeah,
damn
where's the thaumaturgica?
She says, actually,
Here,
that
hold
would be,
this.
she says that would be very nice,
I
actually.
hand you the
That'd be great.
thaumaturgica.
She opens it and says, oh my god, this feels so good. Okay.
I was expecting her to open it and like the book like attack her face.
Oh
like,
gosh. She gets sucked into
It's
it
a
like
mimic.
Jumanji. Well, oops.
Yeah. It's...
Yeah, Belle's having a rough day.
She says, I don't know who you are, but I get a good feeling from all of you. Can you please take me back?
Except for the dark one, right?
Can you please take me back to my village and back to my father? My husband is dead.
Oh.
Aww.
Yeah, because Red killed the beast.
Because Red hunts beasts.
Wait,
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember what happened to her father though. He is dead for sure,
No,
right?
father is not dead. Father is down in the village because he was cast off by the fake
that's
Belle.
right. I completely
I
forgot.
tell Belle, I'm all like, you know, Gaston's a half giant. That's kind of beastly.
He's really nice. I
She
think
begins
you should
to
go for
cry.
him.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just pick her up and start carrying her out.
That's great. Give me a d20 strength check.
Alright.
That's so sweet, Phobos.
Ah, fuck. 12.
You carry her easily, and you are a little bit horrified by how light she is.
Jesus.
Emery says, I want to help, but I don't know how.
Tell you what, lad, go into the village, find our father, and make sure he's got some food waiting for her.
He flaps his wings happily and says, okay, and then flaps off.
Good lad.
Be careful!
What?
As he runs into a wall
I was
because
just
he turns
saying-
around to say, what?
He crashes into something.
What?
we
Oh.
hear something break.
Oh, Luke.
Tumbles down the staircase.
Runs into a knight's armor thing.
You guys get Belle down to the city street, or down to the village street. And Emery ends up pulling 3 different old men with him and says, which one?
You can't fault the kid for
Trying.
the earnestness, I guess.
He tried.
However, it becomes quite clear, because even if you guys are just like, shit, what do you look like? I don't remember. The actual Belle's father goes, Belle, what happened to you? And goes up to her and says, did they attack you? And pulls out a double-bladed lightsaber and goes,
Oh my god. Does he really?
No.
Fuck off, laddie. Go get some food.
I'm taking her with me.
We're following
alright.
you.
Oh. You guys have this nice, but very somber meeting with them, where Belle is put into care with like a healer and a nurse and some food and with her
Saint
father.
Mungo's.
And she is safe. She is horribly saddened by the loss of her husband. She is horribly saddened by the loss of own control of her life because Red Riding Hood took it away. You are not quite sure, she is not quite sure, how long she was in that room. It could have been days, it was at least several days, but it could have been weeks. And you are unclear. The father is horrified that he did not ever realize that he was talking to not his daughter during that time. But he does try to save his own pride by saying, well, she was quite persnickety. And my Belle would never treat me like that. She would give me a room in the castle. And Belle says, you don't have a room in the castle. He's like, damn it.
Do we still have a Keyblade that hasn't gotten an owner yet?
Yes.
Yes, Nivix.
We should give it to Belle.
No.
No? Why not?
You can, but why?
Be kind of cool. See Belle with a lightsaber, a Keyblade.
Give her the lightsaber.
No!
No.
Change the ruby crystal to a topaz so it's yellow like her dress.
No.
Anyway, it's up to Cameron actually because she's the one that has the Keyblade in her inventory.
No.
Well, she might be able to make it hers anyways. Might as well.
Excellent. So Jinxa just kind of ribbits over there going no. And so you guys feel as if you have done everything that you can for her. You are unsure as to what will happen to her. She was never a princess of this land. She was never like, I own this place, or like, I rule over you. She was never that kind of person, so it's not like she's lost ownership. It's not like she's lost royalty. It's not like she's lost anything except her husband and her own confidence. Do you guys do anything else before this scene closes?
I tell her it's nice to meet her and stuff, and I hope she gets well soon. And then my character becomes shy and leaves the room.
Jinxa goes up and gives her the spare dagger that she has. Just in case. You never know what's out there.
She takes it and says, "Thank you," so quietly that you can't quite hear it, even with your ears. It's like,
Well, she has them folded back, kind of like, when you see a sad bunny, its ears are
Oh,
folded.
that's cute. I do have scrolls. I'm contemplating giving her scrolls.
and we can definitely see that because your skull cap got destroyed.
Yes.
Oh,
Um,
I don't remember where the scrolls came from, though.
All right.
I mean, I could wear the wolf mask and just instead of the face, just put it on top
true.
of my head.
Scene closure. Trevor takes 550. Jeff takes 550. Jenny takes 500. Cameron takes 600. Katie takes 500.
Okay.
I was thinking about giving her my scrolls.
Ding! No, I'm just kidding.
What?
Oh! Already? You're 11? Yes, I'm the master class.
I'm a samurai elementalist
Sam, I summon my own swords.
of lightning, fire, and ice.
Somehow.
All
Jeff,
you have to
that's
do
your
is
next class.
hold down square and it changes the element.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Destiny.
Destiny.
Oh,
Did you get the Borealis?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's a good gun.
I
It's a good gun.
Well, cool. I have something you don't have.
It's really cool, but to
Shocking.
change elements, you have to hold square, and it's like a reload animation. But it's kind of neat because you can change
Seems kind of
elements.
cool.
I hate it though because in when you're getting timed at nightfall, you're like,
What was that?
Don't look at me, man.
that's the reload animation. You reload
I'm like, Trevor, you gotta explain this.
I am not. I'm rolling with it.
It's
Trevor-
the coffee, I swear.
Trevor, is that the same sweater that you've had since high school?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god.
I like how you recognize it, even with like the poor quality and
You guys
like,
are so
it's
gay.
dark in there, you know.
You kind of.
So cute.
What are you gonna do? Buy him pants that fit him too?
Zoltan, you received the item Genova's arrow. It requires neutral or evil alignment to use it. However, it is an arrow. None of you are archers. It's useless. Goodbye.
Aw, rip.
I crack it in half and I go,
Oh.
Genova.
Yes.
I have a bow. Remember I got all those silver arrows and shit?
He did it, so I'm sorry.
What?
He broke it.
Oh, well, fuck it. I didn't want it anyway.
Are we
It's not
still
like I
standing
could use it.
outside the door?
You can almost hear a sinister whisper go,
Great.
Alright, as you guys shut the cabin door behind you, you go,
I go back in and give her my scrolls. Seven.
what scrolls?
The ones that I have in my bag.
Hella scrolls.
Scrolls of what?
I don't know.
Scrolls
It's
of
just the scrolls.
scrolls.
But I'd like to give it to her. So, I did.
Here are some scrolls.
Okay.
Hope you like. Scroll
The-
blank.
Surprise,
trying
there's
to do
smutty
it.
romance
The mark
novels.
of New Monarchy for Warlocks has scrolls inside the band.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
That's
interesting.
awesome.
Anyway, you
I
guys...
actually have my Warlock 2 future Oracle.
Nice. You guys have a choice now. Which way?
Charming,
there was-
or what was it? The Dominion of Glass?
Yes.
Sorry.
I keep wanting to say Vault of Glass because I've been playing too much fucking Destiny.
The Vault of Glass. You guys find
I can never
Atheon.
beat that.
Well,
You're transported through time.
well, I guess I need to go to Mars first.
And Venus. Then Venus, then Mars. And Mars
You
again.
guys converse amongst yourselves.
And Mars even again. Oh, it's in range. Shit.
So, what are you thinking? Where are we going?
Sauron.
You want to go to the Dominion of Glass.
There we go.
Charming.
Charming was my initial direction I wanted to go until I realized that you were able to have a vision of Sauron and where Sauron was. But then I was like, oh, sorry.
What would you prefer? Why would you prefer to go to Soren?
Because Sauron is like literally trying to like wipe people out and rebirth extra vampires to wipe out more people.
Okay.
So I mean, basically, there's like more evil and more lives at stake.
Okay.
Supposedly. I mean, I don't really know how evil Charming is, but I don't imagine Charming to be as powerful as like the alpha vampire. So I'm banking off of that good instead.
Okay. That's a very fair argument.
But it's later in the game.
The alpha vampire, I imagine the same one as Supernatural, honestly.
I never watched that. Well, no, I never watched that episode.
I should show you. I think you'd like him,
He
actually.
would really. Yeah, I think he would too.
What
It's
are-
really well done.
What are other people's thoughts about which direction to go?
Jinx
I don't
really
know
has
jack
no
shit about what would
preference.
he be
And
waiting
my
for.
character is
something like
indifferent. I'm sorry, what was that, Trevor?
Sorry, I didn't realize somebody else was talking. I don't really know what the hell would be waiting for us in the Dominion of Glass, but my ass kind of wants to go hunt Charming.
Me too, I don't like him.
Well, I think that we should split up then.
Well, main story,
Oh my
main
god.
story, or
It's the
side
only way
quests?
to do both
They neither are
timelines
side quests.
simultaneously.
Oh.
Until something comes by and steamrolls us. I'm a healer, I can't go with someone. So,
We should
not
not
that
split up.
person.
I will go hunt Sauron by myself.
No.
Okay.
Bye.
I
Goodbye.
turn and my cape whooshes dramatically as I 180
Alright,
and walk
bye
away.
then. Jeez.
And I kind of like fake walk away like, yeah, yes.
My dad's clearly
You do
our
that
spy.
thing that parents do
Well, my
when they're
dad's
trying to
dead,
get
so I mean,
kids
it'd
to
be
follow.
really easy to be cooler than a dead person.
Well,
And to be honest, if my dad was still alive, we're not saying much. He wasn't a good guy. According to me.
but I,
Right,
I
you.
thought I would rub it in for leaving like a dickhole. Bye. But be safe a little, maybe. Not that I give a shit.
Okay, bye.
Emery runs after Zilfin and says, I'm going with him.
No.
Yes!
No.
He threw us out of a effing tower. You know that he's a bad guy. You don't know what Charming's business is.
I immediately look at Ember and I go,
Certain
"Pardon
direction.
my son, I'm your father."
Ember? You can't even get his freaking
Whatever.
name right.
Ember.
Ember, I mean Emery.
Well, you got it half right. Ember was kind of a dragon. He was also a rat, though.
Okay,
so it depends.
You know,
Our two options are Charming and what again?
Going to the Dominion of Glass through the tunnels underneath in the dungeon that you were in before.
Okay.
That will lead you directly to the Dominion of Glass because Soren Markov is there, the alpha vampire.
That's right, I forgot about him.
Okay. So
Personal stake wise, Phobos would want to go after Charming because there was some fucked up shit going on with that.
Right.
But at the same time, that fucker did throw us out of a building, so yeah.
I'm
Mm.
not-
I feel like that, above all else, is kind of like you guys have more of a personal grief with Soren because he's done something to you that you know of.
and he has the amulet of Blackwind, and I really want it.
Okay.
Jinx reluctantly goes along to go get the freaking alpha vampire. Reluctantly.
Okay.
It's almost
I
like
just had
Tommy
to
was
really
waiting for
make
that.
sure that
Well,
that is.
I'll go with whatever we
stated.
choose.
Reluctantly crouch at the starting line.
We should split because...
Just pumping and thumping in
Okay,
time.
wait.
Thank you.
Who is in favor of the vampire?
Most,
Maxim changed my
most of
vote to
everyone.
vampire.
Okay,
And
now,
Jinx have voted yes too.
now I want to know the reason why.
Because he's a greater threat.
Okay.
Because
But
as
what?
much as Phobos has a personal stake with the Charming thing, he also is conflicted. And his go-to is like, I feel conflict. Nope.
I honestly, personally, think that we should go to Charming, and the reason for that is because I feel like if we go straight to the Alpha Vampire, we're not going to be prepared, and I feel like if we go to Charming, maybe there's something we'll learn. Because he's like a lesser threat, so wouldn't we learn more from going to Charming first?
True.
Is there a connection between Charming and the vampire that we know about?
I don't know.
Give me d20s.
12.
Does that get bonuses?
No.
Darn, 6.
Does my sword count into it?
Jenny, can you give me d20 please?
9.
2.
Man, none of you remember. Okay.
It was a good game.
Mm-hmm. It's got like little stuff inside too.
Was it good?
Yeah, it's like gushers almost. Do you not like that?
There is a reason, or there is a connection between them. Something that was told to you sessions ago.
Mm.
I just don't remember.
Yeah.
Yo, you don't remember? Oh, man. We're screwed.
I know, right? He usually always remembers these things. Well,
We'll just have to re-listen to that episode.
Or maybe
mm,
I do, and I'm not saying anything.
Then you'd be an ass.
Withholding information?
Really?
Thinking what I want? Crazy. It's like no one ever does that in the
I
history
could
of
make
man.
a deal with Rumble.
Why?
You're
but
not
I'm
a
not
man.
going to.
Oh. I have a wispy genie penis. What are you talking about?
I don't have a penis.
Well, I haven't seen my brother in a while, and that would be important to help me understand more of what Charming is up to, maybe. Do I remember a way to contact him? Maybe something we had as like a little, I don't know, like, oh hey, we should, if we ever need each other, just do this kind of thing.
Okay.
Secret hiding place when you were a kid.
3.
You do not have any such thing, but give me a d20 because this is a connecting thought.
10.
You have a vague whisper of a memory that Noah said to you that he needed all 3 thaumaturgicas to destroy the abomination that Charming is making.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. I really do want to see what the hell he's making. At the same time, by doing it's probably scary.
Do you think that this abomination will be more powerful than the alpha vampire?
Possibly. I feel like the emphasis on Charming has been a lot bigger than the Alpha Vampire.
We should go find the Hulk and befriend him and take him with us.
If we went, I don't know. This is a hard decision.
I don't think they're going to negate each other. I think that we're going to be able to pursue stuff afterwards. It's just whichever one we don't pursue now is going to be able to complete whatever they might be working on.
Well, that's right.
Which
'cause-
one do we want to nip in the bud?
well, remember, I think Charming was after the books, just like Noah was.
Yes, he was.
And now that I think about it, we still have some of them. So as long as Charming doesn't have any of them, then he's not a big threat right now. But unless
Unless
there's
he
another,
takes it from us somehow in transit, but yeah. I agree
yeah,
with you.
and then or unless he has another way where he doesn't need the books anymore.
I would agree with that. That seems logical. My vote's still staying vampire for now.
Yeah, I'm leaning that way.
One more d20 from Phobos, Zelthan, and Cosmo.
12.
What'd you get?
Nat 20.
You remember the last and third thaumaturgica was with Soren Markov.
Aha!
Oh. Damn.
I
This is-
share that information with the crew. I have like one of those, oh shit, that's right kind of moments.
We should probably go get that.
And we have
saying.
1 thaumaturgica or 2?
I believe now you only have 1.
I think that's
And then
Yeah,
Noah's
Noah
got
has
the
one.
3rd. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Because I thought I remembered him taking one, but I couldn't remember if that was in the timeline that we erased.
Wait, who has it? Who's that has the one?
Noah has 1, Jinx has the other, Soren has the 3rd.
Well, then, yeah, my vote is definitely hunt down Soren. Because then it'll link us back to Charming.
Okay.
I do want
That's
to
just
do
my vote. I
one
don't know what
thing
everybody else
before
wants
we.
to do.
I knew that Noah would follow us. He usually follows us in secret. I'm gonna see if I can sense that same feeling I had last time he was following
Do you want me to
us.
set some mind traps for him?
Ha! You probably could actually. A 6.
He does not reveal himself, and you are not sure if he's even there.
I cast a mage like.
Well, if he's smart, he
daylight.
would say something to me if he needed
Do you want me to try and
to.
sense him with my magics?
You could try.
I try to sense Noah with my magics from my friend. Damn!
You sense nothing of familiarity from this here mountain.
Amen!
That daily ability you have, Jenny, it just makes it so you can see through things, or what does
Through
it?
things, through solid objects.
Oh,
Is it a new day yet?
Yes.
Oh my god, it's
So you
new
could
day.
also see through people's bullshit.
No, I can't.
use it on Jeff. No, I'm just kidding.
Or it wouldn't be here, would we?
What?
Well, I'm out of ideas, so once Jinxa comes back, I want to know her opinion first. And then I'll decide. Sorry, Tommy, but now we gotta wait.
She matters.
Because she was really reluctant on the vampire, wasn't she?
She was reluctant on everything, which honestly I can't tell if it's Jinx or Cameron, but she was resistant of either one. So, but she was voting for vampire.
Was she? Okay. Okay, well, I'll side with her on it too then, vampire.
Is there any last things that you guys want to do in this village in the enchanted
Yes.
forest before you go back into the dungeon?
Is there any towns? I mean,
Any shopping to be done?
shopping, like, stores.
Yes.
Tommy reluctantly, yes.
Yes.
Yes, I would like to go get 500 MP potions.
Yes, that's what I would like to do.
They have 5 total MP potions, all standard for 400 each.
God, that's expensive.
Cut down to the chase there.
Who wants to haggle? I don't have that ability, do y'all?
The only person with a haggle ability is currently not at the table.
I have
Wait.
cunning.
Cameron actually has the ability to haggle.
No, she has the innate, like,
Silver
daily
tongue.
ability to increase a haggling check.
I would like
Well,
to try haggle
that
check.
combined with haggle would be pretty powerful.
Good point.
Can I try haggling?
Sure.
Swaggles.
11.
He says, "Oh, sure, I'll knock off 5 pieces of gold."
But then you owe me one.
But, you know, taxes bring it back up 5 gold each.
Taxes! Oh.
You just pulled the frickin' Robert De Niro character in Stardust.
We're gonna make the enchanted forest great again.
That's gross.
Ew. It's another Trump
just
reference in
make
our
it-
game.
Just make it great. Great the
We'll
first
build
time.
a wall between the village and the forest.
Orange Hadrian!
We'll make a wall between the forest and the rest of the kingdoms, and they'll have to pay for it to keep us away from them.
Yeah,
Because
Okay.
we are better.
because the
Well,
logic in that.
However, Arendelle has been risking some nuclear warfare.
You know, I should just. Fuck it.
Who needs allies when you're Trump?
I'll buy one of them. Why not?
400 gold pieces, you receive 1 standard MP potion. Ah, there's Cameron.
Yay.
They remembered that Soren Markov has the 3rd and final thaumaturgica needed to, according to Noah, wipe out this abomination that Charming is making. Hence, it helped promote the decisions to go after Soren instead of Charming first. They're currently shopping for MP potions. Anybody else want one?
I already have 2.
Going once. Going
I'll
twice.
buy
Actually, I have 4.
none of them because I don't want to pay for that.
What? How much are they? Just
400.
I mean, I guess I need to though.
I'll haggle for 1. $11.
Success.
Okay. 200.
Free.
Nothing.
Give it to me.
He
Buy
says to
2.
you, 250 for 1. Sure.
Get 1 free.
No.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Buy one, get one half off.
225.
No.
Fine. 250.
250. Standard MP.
I'll take it.
Shopping's exciting.
Yay! Just
So-
love shopping.
Jeff loves shopping.
What are you
So
talking about?
much.
I've actually never minded it.
So I said you like it.
Gee, I'm a road character. I can afford it. What are you gonna give me in return?
I would like to purchase.
Wait, did I do that?
Yes.
I would like to purchase 2 for the same amount, sir. Ma'am.
Excellent. So
Sir,
that would be
ma'am.
800.
You son of a gun. What race is he?
Doesn't matter.
What gender?
Male.
It doesn't.
She presses her boobs together. 17.
He's like, I castrated myself when I was 6.
Oh God.
And
What?
Phobos just loomed
It
behind
didn't
her,
work.
just staring.
Hey.
It did the opposite effect. It made him even less
It made it shrink.
interesting.
Okay, so Jinxa purchases the potion,
I'll buy 1.
and I'll give it to you.
Every goddamn time we have a shopping scene, I want to go play Skyrim. Because something about the
How much
shopping
does it cost?
mechanisms in Skyrim
It's
is so
250.
fun to
I'll give
me.
you 250.
I don't know
Oh, no,
what it
it's fine.
is.
Just-
Are you sure?
It's
Yeah.
not overly stimulating. It's just like, yeah, gold. Gold.
So many games use gold.
Septums.
Oh.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Isn't it drachma?
Golden drachma? No.
Speaking of things like that kind of rhymes with what you just said, Dragon's Dogma comes out tomorrow on PS4.
Sometimes I fucking love how your brain works.
This was like totally like a
Drachma.
GameStop commercial.
Dragon's Dogma.
Oh my god.
I thought
By the way,
y'all
they
should
made that
know.
rhymes with the thing that I wanted to talk about. Boom.
Excellent. You guys, are you all done?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that
Are you all
I
done?
think it's really funny that we're completely overlooking the fact that this shopkeeper is clearly from Dino Dynasty, which, by the way, that reminds me of Final Fantasy VII, the re-release. It's gonna be great. I
Oh
can't
my god, that would be
I
painful.
agree.
What is that? I've
See,
never
he
even
gets
heard of
me.
it.
He gets me.
Wily
I know.
Hearted is one of the most popular video games of all time. I've
Crazy.
never heard of it. Some guy in it had consumption.
Hey, Jenny?
Yes? What?
I think the shopkeeper's middle name is Belda, too.
Oh no.
Are there any hot dogs?
You guys make your way
They're
back
out!
to the goddamn dungeon. You find the hole, and you're just like, oh cool, the stairway leading back into the dungeon in which we almost died. It still smells like blood.
Yeah.
And you can see off just a little bit further into the woods that there are two steel doors leading down into, like, not like a trap door, but like almost like into a basement. And you remember something, and you're just like, oh, that's the blood chute in the very beginning of the dungeon that, like, she slid prey down into, you know, the gore room. Interesting. Anyway, we're going back in now. You find no traps on your way in because, you know, you already checked for them. So you go down the stairs and you're just like, glad to be back. And you turn right into the room and you're just like, here we are. Jinxa and Zilfin have never seen this room and you're just like, wait a minute. I feel like there used to be notes here about all of us. But someone took them. Maybe that was scrolls.
No, they're right there. That was separate. I wasn't gonna give her that.
Okay.
Like, I can fucking
Dear
read.
Lord.
Oh, God.
We're having fun.
We go from laughing
Scrolls
like
had two hearts
idiots
next to it for some
I
reason.
don't know.
I don't know what it
It's a
was.
love scroll, man.
But yeah, I looked at that and
Apparently.
I thought giving that to her, like, not only is that going to come into play later, maybe,
Maybe it was like a
but
full life scroll.
maybe it would, like, hurt her feelings to look at that again, like triggers or something.
So triggered right now.
Trigger.
You guys see the door in front of you that seems to be built right into the cave wall. It has a wheel in the very center that needs to be turned in order to open it into what you know now are going to be tunnels leading you to the next kingdom, the final kingdom of this land.
No!
Yes.
Isn't this where, oh my god, Ophelia? Is that who I was?
This is exactly where you shut the door in her
I
face.
It's outside.
Oh, I feel
That's
you.
right, so we're going back to the place where I slammed the door in a goddess's face.
Yes.
Oh, Ophelia.
So somebody else can get the door.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do.
Rest in peace.
I'm not gonna rest in peace yet. I'm still alive.
Oh, I wasn't talking to you.
I'm gonna focus all of my summoning energies to the earth around the door.
The boulder.
Summon a golem with that earth,
Ooh.
and then have the door fall over.
Cool.
Do it.
Roll a one, roll a one.
2.
You don't do it.
Oh.
Everybody waits impatiently for you to perform this
I go-
spell that you are just like pointing your keyblade at, and you're like, hold on.
Hold on.
I will allow you, because this is funny, to try one more time. Because it's really funny. It's funny.
I want to make the door sound like
10.
You succeed in doing so.
Haha. I now have
The door stands completely vertical.
I have
and
my
does not
golem kick
fall
it over.
It falls over after the golem goes bang. You guys are now looking through a mouth into the tunnels, and you are hit with this smell of seawater.
ew.
And you're like, huh. So, it's very dark in there, but you get the feeling that it is very large. Once you go through the mouth, you are going to be entering into a very, very large open area underneath the ground. Yes, Trevor.
Has stealth.
Yes.
31.
You fail.
Whoa.
And you, I'm kidding. You succeed. You
That was
guys
mean.
slide right into the mouth of the cave.
Giggity.
It is very dark in here. Good luck.
So who's got mage lights?
Summon a mage light.
I summon mage light.
Thank you.
7.
You guys now have 2 mage lights, and you still cannot quite see the full picture of where you are.
I look
Well,
at
then
it.
I summon mage light too.
I rolled a
Don't worry.
17 for looking at it because I can see through shit once a day. I rolled a 17.
Unfortunately, due to the darkness around you, you cannot see anything
Oh.
through. However, 17 would have been a fail anyway.
But I have 20 magic.
Odds versus
No,
evens
odds
is
and evens,
50-50.
remember, Jenny? That was the whole odds or evens thing, not a numbers bit.
Thank you, Trevor.
So, as you guys are now journeying with 3 mage lights, there is a trail leading down into the cave. So you get the impression that you guys were at the top of something, and you are journeying down into tunnels. However, it's not like... I need to stop saying tunnels, because that gives the impression of like claustrophobia. It's not like you're going through a shallow, closed-in walls type of tunnel.
Cavern.
You're in an enormous cavern, and down far below in the darkness, you are hearing water gurgling by, and you make your way through, keeping your ears out for any sort of noises of monsters or creatures or other people maybe that are in here, and you hear nothing. You guys progress for 1 hour until finding the very bottom, because you guys actually made it exceptionally fast. Once you are at the bottom of this cavern, the mage lights scatter out, and you can see that it is a wide river going by at a pretty good clip. Very gurgly, a lot of white foam, and you're kind of like, huh. But you can also see that it is deep enough for people to swim in. And just as you're thinking, huh, I bet it'd actually be kind of dangerous to swim in this,
It looks fun.
you see dozens of people underneath the water.
Oh, it's the river Styx.
They're all
Yes.
they're all swimming. They're all myrrh.
Oh.
Not the river Styx.
Never mind.
Unless
Unless they're dead.
Okay.
Because are they
Dead
alive?
myrrh.
You could say that they were murdered.
Oh.
Oh,
God.
Trevor, get out of here.
2 of them rise
character
from
dies
2 of them
suddenly.
rise off of the riverbank, and you can see that they were not swimming. They were actually like waiting on the edges underneath, and you can see that they're dressed in myrrh guard armor, if you will. Like they look more sea-like. They are covered with scales. They're very shiny. They're carrying spears and a sword,
Shining.
and they both get into a slightly defensive stance. Not like the spears are pointing towards you, but like just more sturdy in their stance. And they speak with a bit of an echoey, watery sound in their throat. And you're kind of like, you should probably cough the water out of your lungs before you talk. It might not be good for you. But they say to you, "What has brought you here?"
I'm stealth, they don't see my ass.
That's true.
After the question is asked, a silence befalls the caverns, and you hear the telltale sound of someone stirring mac and cheese. And then you realize that that's just the river.
Thanks. Now I'm hungry.
That weird.
You
I
are
really
I
thought
want-
you were going to say something
I
about
want
the sound of
Jack and
silence.
I'm gonna inform the Myrrh that
I can't hear you.
we are on a mission given to us by a prophet. We have seen the end, and we are here to confront Sauron. But we must cross the Great Myrrh River.
They blink.
Like, I say that like completely
Dude, you almost
as
went full on
lawful as
Blues
What was the
Brothers.
name of the merman we met?
Blues Brothers. Is
You never know
that?
his name.
We're on a mission from God.
Yeah.
We're on.
One of them accepts your story and says, The other one goes, right. And they confer a little bit, and they go, myrrh stuff, fishy, water. And they say, we're going to need proof.
Excuse me.
This river is supposed to be a secret. The fact that you can even see it, the fact that you're even down here, is a risk to our race.
Sir,
Yes.
I found a lot of your mer people that you might want to bury.
Oh yeah, you
turns
guys
out-
also had the body of Red Riding Hood and the mer person that we never.
I forgot about that.
That's
So
right.
you guys just left them up there. Don't worry about it. Anyway,
I
could get
tried
it.
to be respectful and take his body, but there were many of them that I could not carry. But Red Riding Hood had many of your mer people trapped within her chambers, and I can give you the direction there so you can respectfully bury them.
D20.
Or sink them.
What? Yeah, whatever you do.
Whatever you do with the
A
body.
7.
Okay. They believe you, and they are quite honored that you did what you could and that you were offering assistance in finding their people. And they confer very quickly, and they go, "Is the threat no longer present?"
We
And I pop out of the
Definitely.
shadows right then and go, nah, we killed her.
definitely made sure that Red is no longer going to be able to hurt your people.
That Red is dead.
Red is dead.
Red Dead Redemption.
Just like Zed being dead. Red is dead too.
Did you get redemption?
Oh yeah, Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. They quickly talk and they go, "Well, you stay here," and I go, "No, you stay here." And I goes, "You know, okay, just shut up, okay?" And then they're like, "Okay, so you seem like decent lot then, especially the invisible guy, wherever you may be." Yeah, you. There's a bridge across over there, or at least a narrower part that you can cross through. We are going to ask you very kindly to not share this information about the river. There's currently civil war going on in Atlantica.
Oh.
We don't want people to know that we are making our way away from the seas. You dig?
You have my word.
You too.
Word.
You swim?
You lift?
Yeah.
Do you even live, bruh?
Is it required to use the bridge in order to cross the river?
He looks back at the river and says, "Oh, yeah. Unless you can fly."
I ain't getting in that freaking
What
water.
about teleporting?
That too.
Okay.
Can you teleport?
I'm not at liberty to disclose that information with you.
They look intrigued and they
You
go,
can, it's just a little messy.
they're intrigued and they go, "I see. Well, you have your secrets and we have ours, so we'll respect your boundaries."
Thank you very much. Do you know where Soren is?
I've never heard of this creature.
Oh. Well, if you see him, I describe Soren in great detail, and I say that he's the alpha vampire and that you should be very wary.
Mer cannot become vamps.
Well,
Oh,
regardless,
He might kill you
I'm
anyways.
sure that they
They
might
don't
want to
have
suck your
mortal
blood.
He will want to suck our blood, though it
Yeah.
is very, very filled with tempura.
I like tempura.
Yum. I mean, I didn't say that out loud.
They allow you to pass. You guys receive 500 XP.
Yay!
Yay!
The only way that you would have been able to pass this without a fight is by reference to the other Mer. So, good
Oh,
job.
really?
Good job, Katie.
That's awesome. How much again?
500.
Or by me
Katie.
teleporting and laughing at them.
Everybody who is level 9 receives 600 instead.
Oh.
Cool. Thanks, bro.
I need a calculator.
I'm going.
Oh shit. I don't know why. Sometimes it just. Bless.
Oh my
Bless
god,
you.
Jenny.
Huh. What?
It just goes away. Like I can't type it.
600?
Yes.
I need
Okay.
somebody to do calculations for me.
Hold up. I'll get there.
What calculation?
Okay. What are you?
31,720 plus
And-
500.
Hold on.
Oh.
31,000 and what?
720 plus 500.
32,220.
There you go. That,
What? That was so fast. Thank you. 32,000.
Yeah, I don't have the math at either.
Right? It's so hard.
It's so hard.
You guys make your way past the river of Mer, and very slowly the smell of the seawater wisps by you. And as you are leaving the river bend, you are rising back up out of this big cavern, and then you are entering narrow tunnels.
Just around the riverbed.
You guys are not in a maze. They're actually quite linear. Like, not going straight, but like there's only one option of where to go.
Right.
They seem to be winding around some sort of obvious obstacles, like thick boulders that couldn't be moved from this deep underground, or etc., etc. Your lights do not seem to waver. There's no magicka energy that is dispelling them. You guys are perfectly safe until you come across a band of beings that can only be described as
Boulder beans.
boulder beings.
Boulder people.
Boulder people.
Oh dear lord.
Crap.
And they all speak like the boulder.
All of them, even the
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
You find a horde of 5 fetchlings.
Oh.
I
And
can't remember what the fetchling was.
fetchlings are humans that dwell in the shadows because of their fear society. They are very, 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 very
That's
pale
who I
skinned.
am.
Some have dark hair, some have white hair, and they are most beneficial in the dark. And they kind of ambush you,
Great.
and they come toward. Yes, Trevor.
Am I still stealthed?
Yes. And they come towards you and they say, "What have you done to get here?"
What have you done?
Unspeakable things.
Great
We have,
things.
well,
I'm intentionally doing this, you guys. Like, seriously, I'm really pale and look like them. I say unspeakable things.
That's clever, actually.
They look at you and they go all of a sudden like
We're friends.
like super confused, like we thought
I never thought appearance would mean something.
we thought you were Genie Ling.
What is genie?
He literally points to Cosmo and Luna and says that
Can they even see me? It's dark. They can't see
Oh.
3 mage lights.
We
I'm still
I
dark.
literally like open mouth, like agape, like
I thought they were
forgive
fetchlings.
me. I'm not smart.
They
No
go,
idea.
they go. The one that's been speaking sheathes his spear and goes up to you and says, "Brother, okay, you home."
Jinx is looking
Sorry.
at you with like a cock.
Like,
What?
from the
just one
shadows,
ear up,
you're
just
like,
like, what?
like Phobos is just trying to keep his shit together while still staying
You're still in stealth, trying to not laugh your
You're
ass
still-
off.
He's like fighting his knuckle, like, oh god, don't laugh.
At least I got one
When he
sentence
says
right.
you're home, I go, me no home.
Maybe not home, but us home.
Oh.
Their lair, dragons up above.
Great.
How get to?
Yeah. Me
They're fine,
no
big
no
flappy
way.
lizard.
They look for little one. Then they point to Emery. They say, "We bring him to them."
Jinxa grabs him.
Yeah,
Emery's like, "What's going on?"
Why do they want him?
I, hand servant, tail shiner. I do not know intent of heart.
Take a wild stab in the dark. What do they want?
Prodigy.
Is it bad that when you said stab in the dark, I wanted to come out of nowhere and shank him?
Ah.
yeah, well, I thought about raising something behind them and blowing them up, but you know.
Let's be one of
Like,
them
give me
anyway.
a signal.
There's definitely no possible way that we would ever let them take him
Yeah.
without a fight.
I mean, we can at least go see what they want.
Yeah.
But
Literally, corpse explosion tempest would do the trick, but
Tempest.
Oh god.
I am more than happy to stab some folks too, just keep that in mind.
I don't think that they're an immediate threat.
Yeah,
but
I think
No,
that
they
we're
like our
playing this
friend.
game quite well.
Good job, buddy.
Let's try. Thank you.
Good job, buddy, old pal.
I just imagine Noel like sitting up in the clouds, like
Laughing.
laughing hysterically.
Oh my god.
did I get everything in here?
So do you guys accept going with them?
Sure.
I guess we might as well then.
Might as well.
It's the
but-
safest way there, I'm sure.
Look
The
at
fetchlings all sheathe their weapons and go, "Come this way into the dark." And they
Great.
step backwards into the side in this sort of like creepy crab walk kind of
Slurp.
way.
That's
They're
weird.
very,
Slurp.
they're very, very strange to you guys.
Yes.
And as you're watching them,
Slurp.
trying to find a way to describe this.
Slurp.
That's the sound effect they make.
As you guys,
Basically, the old Zerp and Flurp.
as you guys are watching them move, it like twists your stomach a little bit. Like they move in such a weird way
Yeah.
that you're kind of like, oh my god, like, ugh, like that's how you naturally walk. You're not just like making that up.
It's
Okay.
like
That
bones
weird.
within like gelatin or something. Like
Or like when you see
not quite,
snakes.
not like jiggly, but like
Yes.
they are bending at odd angles,
oh yeah,
Ew.
it's gross.
saying too much on the tip of their
Like-
toes sometimes,
I'm
things like that.
literally trying to impersonate like how they walk down to a T.
One of them looks at you and says, "You not remember how to walk, you land dweller. Burns
I've-
your skin."
Seen much, me not smart.
Fire and rain.
Jinx
Like, fuck.
kicks you over.
First
Times
walk.
that
I go,
not find it.
oh,
You
and I fall
guys
over.
come to a three-way fork in the road,
Oh no.
and they take you down the left fork.
Oh.
I literally go 1, 2, 5.
They say, "We will teach," and they guide you down the left path. You guys are being brought back into darkness, and they say, "Extinguish the lights of your magic."
I
Do we have to?
I do so without making any motion because I don't want them to know that it's mine.
I get rid of my light.
Me too, I guess. And now no one can see.
You guys are immersed in pitch darkness,
You have
and then for a
camouflage.
second, there is nothing that you can see, especially Trevor. Like you can't see Trevor at all.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like,
The
he
thing
And
that
then-
I especially couldn't see, I was like, the fuck, bro?
gets like a plus 50 to his sneak rolls right now.
And then, as you guys as your eyes are trying to adjust to the pitch blackness, you realize you are not actually in pitch blackness. You can see at the far end of the tunnel that there is a shimmering of some sort of luminescence.
It's such a big difference.
And as you guys make your way down
So
there,
nice.
you are realizing that it is a light reflecting off some sort of surface, and there is a teasing of a memory in your head as you finally remember this is exactly what it looked like when Violet's scales shimmered. And you guys breach this enormous cavern once again, not the water cavern, but you are in a nest of dragons. You are in a colony, and or you might say you're in a thunder of dragons, and it's from Christopher Paolini. But
You
Who?
still-
let me try to count
Inheritance.
these off to you. There is a red, 3 orange, a yellow, 2 blue, there's violet, and a white.
So all of the dragons that we've seen lately traveling have literally mustered themselves in this
They have
ginormous
come here.
cavern.
Yes.
Weird that there's not a green one. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
That's probably why
right.
they want him.
I make sure so hard, very make sure that my dragon's bane is very well hidden.
Oh shit, I do not summon my Keyblade. It is not summoned right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
They say,
fucking hell.
what happened to Emerald? There he is.
Oh
Get
god.
her.
Oh my god.
I fold my tablecloth hastily.
As you guys are looking up at these dragons that are all nesting on their own perches, by the way, the orange ones are the same ones that you guys found in that village way back when that had the new egg and baby. The baby is bigger now, but it's still small.
Yeah.
These dragons are enormous, bigger than a house easily, maybe bigger than 2 houses. All wings, all long snouts, all looking very menacing, and all looking very, very sentient. They all look around the same age except for the child. And Emery is simply shivering, like shaking, and if you guys were looking at him like, what's wrong with you? He is smiling. How does the party react to where you are?
I'm pretty much awestruck. I don't want to be friends with them, but they don't like me probably.
I make sure that I stay in stealth.
I don't make any sudden movements. I also suddenly have an accent.
My character actually really finds dragons intriguing.
My character immediately drops the whole fetchling act.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Because, well, I mean, I'm doing it because I don't think the fetchling's gonna, like, really attack us at this point. Because there's a bunch of dragons around, and if they did, then we would just kill the fetchlings. And because dragons are gonna, I think dragons are sentient enough to know that I'm a fucking genieling. So if I start mimicking the people that like shine their tails and shit, they're gonna go like, they're gonna be like, who the fuck is this dishonest piece of shit dark one genieling? Fucking kill him. So yeah, I'm just gonna start acting normally.
It's okay as well because the fetchlings that guided you here are nowhere to be found.
Oh, perfect. That's super good.
So,
super good.
Violet swoops down to the bottom of the cavern.
Hi, Violet.
And she looks at all of you. One by one. And then last glances at Jinxa and sort of like snuffs sarcastically. And she looks at Emery, approaches and sniffs him very closely. And she backs up, seemingly satisfied, and she looks up to the rest of the cavern, to the rest of her dragons, and she says, brothers and sisters of fire, here you see the equivalent of an abomination, half mortal and half dragon. At the death of my mate, Silver, we have not been able to unite, and we have not been able to do our job. I believe that he can be the catalyst to what we can be. He turns back to you guys and says, we once were guardians of the land. When Silver died, we could not become one again. Soren Markov slayed Silver.
Dick.
And since then, we have been separated. But rumor spreads, and I had a feeling about this little thing that he actually might be able to help us if his mommy allows it.
You just fucking called him a thing.
Because I truly do not know what to call him.
You call genielings. He'd be a dragonling.
I suppose such a grotesque term should not even have the word dragon in it. But I suppose. Dragonling. What say you? And Emery says, Mom? Dad? Where are you? Hello?
Kind of get it from the shadows you hear. We killed him.
He's like, oh right, I killed him.
Your father's dead like mine.
I know your father.
Oh, I kind of turned to Emery and in a voice, like, kind of more so just for him to hear, say to him, it's really your decision, my boy. But I'd really heavily consider the fact that he won't even call you a proper name. If he won't respect you, I wouldn't give him your help. But you're old enough to make your own decisions now.
Does anybody else have any messages for Emery?
I say listen to your heart.
Listen to
When
your
he's calling for
heart.
you, listen to your heart.
I tell him I hope that from being with us for so long that you've learned something or two from us.
Duty sometimes comes first, laddie.
Sometimes killing yourself is often the best choice.
Don't listen to him.
And Jinx smacks
Son.
him.
I'm kidding. I do
Never
not say
listen
that.
to him.
When faced with a difficult decision, kill yourself so you don't have to make that decision.
Just tell him he's not an abomination.
There you go.
But I am. And give him a pat on his head.
You'd have to reach up pretty high.
I don't remember. That's
Yeah, you
all he was.
keep forgetting, like, he's...
Emery says, he hears what Luna said, and he's like, I have learned quite a bit of teamwork and loyalty, I guess. And I think that, like my mom likes to help people sometimes if she's interested. And I think that these dragons, these big, really big dragons, need my help. Or they think they do.
He sounds like Hiccup right now.
And Mom, I think I'm gonna stay with them for a little bit. And as soon as he says it, he's not sure if that's the right choice. Because all he's ever known is traveling with you guys.
Gosh.
And he's not even sure what they want, what they would do. And you're right, like, the lack of respect also is very strange. But he also feels this, he communicates this, he feels like this is where he should be. Or is most helpful in a way that only he can be helpful.
Then Jinxa adds to him, it's your decision, but also don't be afraid to ask questions.
He says to Violet, would there be a way for me to communicate with my mom while she's gone? Or while I'm not with her? And Violet says, why? And he says, because I love her. And Violet's like, yeah, okay. And then she looks over at the yellow dragon and she says, Topaz, give me one of your scales. And Topaz is like, oh my god, why? And she reaches back, grabs one of her scales at the end of her tail, rips it off, and throws it over. And it lands in front of you guys, and she's like, that can, like, send messages or whatever.
Topaz
Topaz like
is
a
a teenage
girl.
Megan.
So
It's the blonde one I'm pointing out.
your mom, or like you, has it, and like it can send messages to the other. Okay?
It's like scrying.
Yes, like scrying.
That's what I was thinking too.
And
Giants
she's like,
scream.
but like, don't lose it, or else that'd be a bummer. Okay?
I fucking love the voice you have for Topaz.
Thanks, Topaz.
Oh my god,
I've never
Topaz.
ever thought about giving a dragon a Valley Girl accent.
My character goes, oh my god, Topaz, I love your nails.
Topaz goes,
They're-
bitch, please.
They're
I do it myself.
claws. Bitch, they're claws.
You guys can't see it.
You
You
have
can't
to
see it,
teach
but
me
there's
next
just a
time I
full on going on off to the side.
As you facepalm, you
Take 1 damage.
no, you dissolve your stealth. Shit.
It was loud enough.
No,
hit
no, that still needed to happen.
You hit the off button.
No, you facepalm, you lose stealth, and you're like, god damn it, and you facepalm again.
And turn it back on.
Yeah, and then you go back in stealth.
Stealth on. Stealth off.
It's
Now on the tongue and a stealth, just.
Emery takes up Topaz's scale and hands it to you and says, "Do you want it or should I take it? I don't like. What do you want?"
Jinxa looks at Topaz and, which end is supposed to have this?
She says, "It doesn't really matter. Just the one with the scale decides when to make the call." Allow me to give a
You
little
gotta
bit of
call.
four-dimensional break here.
Mhm.
If he has it,
He won't call. He's a kid. He's
if
not
he
gonna call.
has it, and he wants to give you a call and be all like, "Check out what my day had," blah blah blah. You could be in the middle of a battle. You'd be like, "Not now." So.
But if he, okay,
You could be sleeping and he'd be like, "Mom, I'm flying!" That's great.
so wait, only one of them can have the scale. You're saying? Okay.
Whoever holds it decides when to make the summons, yeah.
Is this like a only one time thing, or can it be anytime?
It's anytime.
Okay. It's like it's not one of those that crumbles to dust
No.
after 5 uses or whatever.
No.
Okay.
It's not an iris message.
Okay. I don't need golden drachmas.
No golden drachmas, no.
Okay. In that case, Jinx picks it up and says, "I'll hold on to it."
He says, "Okay, don't don't nag me, okay? Like I have friends now."
Oh my god.
Oh gosh, this is so cute.
Don't get up on your high horse there, Sonny. They don't respect you yet.
Jeez, Mom. He turns back to the rest of them and says, in a very typical 10-year-old trying to be cool fashion, goes, "Who's ready to party?"
And Jinx smacks the back of his head.
Ow! There is not a single dragon that finds this humorous and they go, "Okay, I think we're done. The exit's over
How
there."
did you reach this?
Jinx does have a question or two.
Yes.
She does turn to the rest of the dragons and say, "So exactly what are you going to have him doing?"
There was a form that the dragons took back when Emerald lived,
Like Super Saiyan.
back when Silver lived, and back when Onyx was with us.
Oh my
that
gosh.
that all of them, all of the dragons combined into
Gay.
the Rainbow Dragon
Yes.
that could
Yes.
Gay.
that could
Yes.
literally gay beam anything into like
Yes.
non-existence.
Oh
Or
my
into
That's a
gay
thing.
existence.
Listener, I love gay people. Don't get me wrong. My God, calm down. It's just really, it's entertaining. Oh my God. So, without those 3 dragons, they haven't been able to. But they also are so tired of hiding. So, with this thing being created by Charming and this threat that has been asleep in the Cave of Wonders for however long that killed Silver, they want revenge, but they also want to do their duty. Duty. So that's where they're coming from.
Chill beans, man.
Violet said back several episodes ago, when she first met Emery, that he could be useful, he could be malleable, and she breathed on him, and some of his scales became purple. Do you pick up what I'm putting down?
So she's trying to get him to be the rainbow dragon.
She is trying to make him fill in the blanks.
Just
He's
some.
green with purple on him.
The
It's a
rainbow
weird
dragon.
combo.
She was doing an experiment.
Like Barney?
I love you.
No, he's mostly green with the purple accented, not the
is
vice
true.
versa.
This is true.
Okay.
With a great big heart.
How long are you going to need him for?
Unclear.
Well, then, better get started.
Is Barney still on?
She says,
Yes.
I agree. And you guys are no longer acknowledged.
They're not making new episodes. It's around.
Emery goes with them, and there is this sort of silent acknowledgement of, you guys should go now.
Okay.
Jinx tackles Emery one last time and gives him a big hug. You be careful. If anything happens to you, I'll kill you.
And he hugs you back and goes, "Aw, Mom, you're such a softie. I'm gonna miss you." and lets out a really ugly, loud cry. And the baby orange dragon, like, literally plugs his ear holes and goes, no. And there's this really sad moment where you, for that moment, don't care about his annoying cry. And you hug him and you guys are saying goodbye. And you're just like, I don't know when I'll see him. And he's like, I don't know either. But the DM's like, chill, you're okay. And you receive 1000 XP for your story finale.
Yay!
What's sad is I still didn't level up.
I give him a hug.
You receive a nice 300 XP for acting like a Pflegl.
Thank you. Also, before we leave,
Yes.
What?
I was thinking about this the whole time. I've made up my mind.
Yeah.
As everyone begins to turn and walk away, I kneel and I unwrap Dragon's Bane from my inventory.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And I set it lightly on the ground in front of me. I stand up and I walk away from it.
There is a ripple of tension and anger and fear when they see it, but your very quick motions away from it are kind of like,
Exactly.
okay. Like, good.
I don't even look back at it again as I'm walking away.
Oh.
You don't want
So,
No.
there is this, like, so that there's the fear, the anxiety.
It's a gift.
There's this fear and anxiety, like, what do you do? And then you're walking away, they're like, maybe you'll make a speech.
No.
Nope. Okay.
My character's actually a little torn, but I decided to do it because I feel like Noel wouldn't like that very much. However, I felt like it was the right thing to do. In terms of, like, bridging or making allies and, good things.
Sure.
Jinx is going to do one last thing.
Okay.
I promise this will be last. She gives the Nivix keyblade to Emery.
Oh, there you go.
I was wondering what we were going to do with that. That's a good idea.
Give me a d20.
It doesn't accept every wolf.
That would be my luck.
That would suck.
17.
Accept him.
Alright.
Yeah.
Aw, yay!
As he takes hold of it, he goes, really? And while he's interrupted with this blinding light, he's like, I guess really? And it transforms out of that, just instantly out of that dark, twisted, gnarled, wooden look that the old Nivix's Keyblade looked like, and becomes this... Katie, help me out here. How would a dragon Keyblade look given to a dragonling?
Like a scaled tree branch.
It could be that, or it could be like a rich looking,
Metal.
yeah, like a really nice looking, almost like, how they really like treasures. I would imagine
Yeah.
like rubies and stuff on it. Yeah.
I'm going to say it's going to have scales made of precious gems.
There you go.
With a jagged edge where the teeth are of the key.
Pretty.
And also it has a sharpened tip, perfect for fencing, just like he
Likes to do.
was doing back in the village.
Cute.
You do not know what its name, because he doesn't even know its name, because he doesn't know its properties, but he's suddenly jumping up and down, and he's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And the dragons are like, he's gonna be annoying, and he's like, I know. And everything's fantastic.
It's a parting gift.
That was a nice move.
That was a really good idea.
Not to mention the fact that it actually accepted him.
I'm glad it did, because that just
that
makes
was
so much
getting annoying.
sense.
Everybody take an additional 500 XP on top of everything that I already gave them.
Okay. You said 500?
I'm still good for Okay.
So, I would like to carry you through up until a certain end point, if you guys don't mind.
Not mine.
Because I realize that the intensity of this session has been quite low. So,
Gents!
I would like to at least get you to a certain point before we call it a night. You guys leave these caves, and you are suddenly out in the fields just outside of a brand new kingdom that none of you have laid your eyes upon, I don't believe. The Dominion of Glass is pearly white with hues of green and blue. You see hints of glass being used in architecture everywhere. Not just as windows, but for decorations, for roofs, for trimming, for things like that. And yes, the idea is like, wouldn't that make it super fragile? But the feeling you get from these bits of glass is that they are enchanted. That yes, it's quite gaudy, yes, it's very ostentatious, but my god, it's beautiful.
I get the feeling it's like Alice in Wonderland.
Not quite Alice in Wonderland, but it is very magical looking. It is like a paradise kingdom. It is definitely not of the same caliber that Agrabah had, that Dreamscape had, or definitely the Enchanted Kingdom had, which was poop brown. So, yeah. Okay. So, you guys are outside of the city walls. You guys emerge out of this cave, and if you were to look back, you would no longer see the cave entrance.
Where'd it go?
Dragons
Why are you
definitely
asking
know.
us?
Dragons definitely know how to hide themselves. You are an easy walk away from the gates, and if you were to walk down there on the dirt path, you would see animals trotting around willy-nilly, including a giant tortoise, a unicorn, an elephant, things like that. Things that in this world wouldn't make sense to have altogether, let alone a unicorn. And the weird thing about these things, though, is that they seem to have literal gemstones embedded into their fur.
That's
Like,
so pretty.
the tortoise has sapphires in its shell. The unicorn has emeralds in its fur, etc., etc. And you're just like, is this place like literally made of money? And maybe, but you make your way inside of the city gates, and they welcome you eagerly, and they go, please come on in, please come on in. And you're like, wow, no fees? That's awesome. This is amazing. And you make your way down, and people are happy. People are pleasant. People are offering shopwares. There's a bakery that you guys are like, can we get some Danishes? They're like, yeah, free samples. And you're like, oh my god.
Wow.
I immediately assume that everybody's up to something.
That's very fair.
I want to adopt a tortoise.
He ran around everywhere, and we're like, oh god,
Yes.
you're taking forever.
That's your new mount.
Yes. Yeah.
By the way, you guys all left your horses.
No.
Alright, so...
Oh no, we'll just hunt glass horses.
Glass horses.
I'll just capture that unicorn over there.
Glorses.
Horses from the Crystal Empire.
Dude.
My
Yes.
porcelain horse.
You guys
Ursulin.
make your way through, and in Jenny's vision, it showed you guys going to the castle to talking to Queen Cinderella. Do you go there?
Yes.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah, that's what I would want to do.
Okay.
I want to get to the point, yeah.
You guys go straight for the castle then, and the guards give you very, very little trouble, and you're actually a little bit weirded out by the fact you're just like, we can just go in.
Hey guys.
And they're just like, yeah, you seem fine. And you're like, okay. It's almost like something like you guys are within perfect luck right now. Like, free samples, beautiful place.
Never mind
No
this hooded
problem.
demon figure with a huge sword.
Yeah. You even see some tieflings here. Some are blue. It's weird. And you make your way
Leaflings.
inside. And it's a very, very, very beautiful, clean, modern castle. And you are welcomed in. You are brought through the foyer into court. Queen Cinderella and what's her husband's name? Thomas?
Philip.
Philip, thank you. Wait, is it Philip?
Wait, for Cinderella?
Yeah, for Cinderella it's Thomas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's Snow White.
I think I named him Thomas for this game.
Okay.
I will correct it later if I'm wrong, but I'll just say Thomas. King
Okay.
Thomas and Queen Cinderella are sitting there, and they're just finishing talks with one family that was having some trouble, but didn't seem to be quite so much trouble because they're laughing now. You guys make your way up there. Cinderella, upon seeing you, instantly rises, and her face looks concerned. She approaches you and says, "Are you here for Soren?"
Yes.
Bring him to me.
"I can't. He's upstairs, and he's not going anywhere."
What the fuck?
And
She launches
So,
into
yeah,
this. She launches into this small tale of Soren Markov arriving here about a week ago, saying to her and her husband instantly, and going on to hands and knees, shedding all of his all of his weapons onto the ground, saying to them, I'm a vampire. And saying to them, you need to help me. And guards upon guards were put on him, but he never made any notion to attack. Cinderella never approached him, but they have talked. Thomas has done the same. Soren asked for private chambers so that he could try to research a way to free himself of vampirism. And they have let him do this. However, he insisted upon being put into a bubble a lot like his father was back in the chamber of the Cave of Wonders. That is where he is right now. Upstairs, literally in a magical bubble, where he is depriving himself of blood.
Oh, that's
Well, let's go find Charming. He'll die.
It is a big question of whether or not Soren actually will die like this,
Yes.
though. Since he is the Archon, he is the one and only, maybe. It is unclear as to what will happen, but he was adamant about letting him try. And
It's a trap!
as you guys are brought up there, because she also tells you, expect 5 people that look like this, plus a dragonling. Which, by the way, where's the dragonling? She brings you all to him. And you can see that Soren Markov, the great warrior that you guys all hated for a time, is in rags. A lot like how Manamarco was when you first met him. He looks emaciated, he looks sunken-eyed, he looks horrible. And the moment he looks at you, there is an unmistakable mark of starvation that's on his face. And for just a moment it's there, until he has to control himself and he says to you, well, I'm glad you came. Because truthfully, I need your help.
cool, bro.
And if any of you remember, it's exactly what his
Yes.
father said to you.
Yep.
That is end of session.
Oh my
Alright.
goodness.
For the record.
I know what I'm doing.
Maybe it's a good thing we went to him first.
For the record,
Yes?
Prince Charming is his name is actually Henry,
Henry.
and
Henry
the
Charming.
and the Snow White prince, his name is Florian.
Florian.
Oh.
Fortescue.
Yeah.
And Philip is Sleeping Beauties?
Yes.
Yes.
Alright, guys, say bye.